Good morning, and well, oh, no, I don't actually know what time zone you're in, and for that matter, I don't know what time you're watching this in that time zone, so never mind. Welcome to this really impromptu video that I decided to do because it's been almost a full month since I uploaded something, and I didn't want to, let that happen. Um, my original plan was to post at least one video once a month, but this past month has just been really busy and really stressful, so didn't really get around to it. So I figured I would do something really quick, like to share my animated Hollow Knight work file. I guess I'm gonna just kind of run you through the breakdown of how it all came together. This was a really interesting experience for me because I didn't really expect it to be as explosively successful as it was. It's currently at almost 500,000 hits, which I don't know what to do with that. I posted this. Um,
Oh, did I die? Oh my god, I think you died.
oh, I don't know if the sound is playing on the recording,
So
but
when you die, it just brings you back to
if you're watching this, you probably already saw the other video. But anyway, I posted that, and I just kind of expected to maybe get a couple dozen views on it, and some people going, "Haha, Game Grumps," and then no, I went to bed and I woke up and 200 comments overnight, and I was like, I don't know how to respond to this or prioritize this. So you know, I wanted to respond to each and every single one, but I was so overwhelmed immediately that it just wasn't going to happen. So here's the next best thing. I'll try to maybe talk about some of the comments I saw. They were truly great, and thank you all for watching it and enjoying it. And yeah, let's dive right in. So this is Toon Boom Harmony 20, and I don't actually know a whole lot about this program. I specifically used this animated short to try and learn how to use it, and I kind of know what I'm doing now, but relative to some of the stuff that I've seen some people out there do, and I guess the program's potential, I know nothing. I'm a drop in the ocean. Um, so let's start at the beginning. What happened? What is that? Okay, let's turn everything off. Yep. And let's see. Storyboard. The whole thing starts. Oh, what is this? What is it found? Oh, that's fine. Let's see. Take that. Where is the opacity? Where is the opacity? I lost it. Properties? Layer properties. So there we go. And it should be somewhere in here. This program is super counterintuitive. That's my big gripe with it. The interface is just terrible. There it is. Should not have to look that hard for that. Okay, so, oh, that's really bright. Okay, I'll just lower the opacity back down and live with that. Why not? Yeah, as you can see, the software is definitely not my knowledge. I don't know a lot of things here. So, storyboard. It's, as you might imagine, just the very basic sort of idea of everything. And there's the little Aaron bug, the little Dan bug. And I don't think I did any timing on that, but I was just sort of planning and staging everything, making things look a certain way. And for this last bit, did I do a storyboard for that last bit? Oh, I don't think I storyboarded that last bit. Okay, I think it just has such a clear idea of what that last bit was going to be that I just didn't bother. But after that, I had to do rough animations, and I actually did both of the characters individually. They were each on their own layer because I didn't feel like thinking too much about where all my drawings were. And so you'll notice here that that's not the final design. I got rid of the hair and I added a mustache. I forget why I made that decision. I promise I wasn't being lazy. I think I drew the knight, and I just put a little mustache on, and I was like, that's adorable, and I don't want to touch it anymore because I'm afraid I'll mess it up by drawing the hair. So yeah, my original version actually did have Aaron's hair on it. And then by the time I got done cleaning up the design, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. But I did do the pink cloak because Aaron likes pink. So So yeah, that's my little storyboard. And that's actually, oh, that's not storyboard. I don't know why I call it a storyboard. These are my roughs. Um, I don't know why the Dan one is so clean and the Aaron one is so sketchy. I have no idea why. It's probably because the Aaron one is so much simpler. Um, and by the way, Dan was not meant to be. Oh, this is a fun shot. Let's see if I animated that. I did not. I did not at all. Okay, so man, is that really it? Okay, I guess I was very sparse with it, and I barely bothered to draw Aaron, and I guess apparently, yeah, it's probably just because Dan's bug was so much more complex looking with the hair and all that. So by the way, he wasn't actually meant to be coral. That was sort of an accident. I just sort of like I drew that and I was thinking it's like, oh, what does a generic bug look like in Hollow Knight? And then I drew that and then I went and I looked at the actual characters in the game and it's like, oh no, Quirrell's is the only one that looks like that and everyone else is has a completely different silhouette. So if they continued the series, which I'm aware that as of right now they completely dropped it, and I'm not super surprised to be honest. I don't think Hollow Knight is a it's a great game for the Game Grumps to go in blind and stream because so much of that game is about getting lost and paying attention to what you're doing, and that's not what that show is for. So it is what it is. The next step after this, I didn't do cleanup right away. I actually did the backgrounds first, and I did the backgrounds first because I wanted to make sure that when I drew the characters, when I animated the characters, that they were firmly planted on the floor and in the backgrounds and stuff. So I actually did the background first, and what I did for that is I took screenshots of this, and I brought them over to Clip Studio Paint, where I actually started with the 1920 by 1080 canvas, but it spread out because I had a shot that panned over. So this, I believe, is the first one. Yeah. So that's my first background. So I took a screenshot of the sketch pass, and then I did this in a couple of different layers. I have the background, the sky, I guess you could call it, and that's just a generic sort of painted in gradient. This is the back, the back wall thing, which is loosely based on where'd it go? I could have sworn I had. Oh, there we go. So I took the screenshot of the Howling Cliffs. Or actually, I don't think that's my screenshot. I think I got that off the internet. I have never had 624 Geo. Anyway, so I used it as a reference to paint his little like bug things in the back. I'm not actually sure what those are, but and then there's this foreground which I put in its own separate layer specifically because Aaron is like laying back at the beginning of it. So by having it on its own layer, I could actually have the clipping mask sit on top of like the character, and I'll get to showcase that in a bit, how that ended up working. This is the second background. It's basically the same thing. That's when Dan is talking on his own, and then there's just like a generic gradient background, and then there's this thing which is basically just more in the background than this, so it's like a little blurred out and stuff. I think I actually painted it more like the painting itself was very sharp, and then I just blurred it with a filter because why not? Why put effort into things that you don't need to put effort on? And then this is arguably the most complicated, at least of the initial shot ones. So same thing, just kind of vaguely painting in the background elements, and then the ground plane. And I'm actually kind of proud of this little transition right here. Usually I struggle with that a bunch. And I guess it's the detailing on the ground and shadowing for the geo deposit. The geo deposit, by the way, I don't remember if I animated it in here or not, but what I did is I just took this and then I did this, and it lasts like one frame, so you see the and then it races back to normal. And now that I'm looking at this, I actually have no idea why the canvas is so large. Like, this is the shot that pans. So, let's see if it should be around here. Yeah, so this shot pans a little bit. And so that's why I had the long canvas. I guess I made it too long and I just didn't notice it. But, whatever. That's okay. It works in the final video, so that's all that matters. Once I had that, I did the cleanup layers, and again I had the characters in their own layers. And let's see, I know that there's layers. Okay, I forgot how the layers work. Again, I haven't opened these files in like a month and a half, and I don't remember a whole lot of Toon Boom. This program is extremely unintuitive, and if you don't consistently use it, you're just gonna forget. Let's see, I do know that I had... Yes, the lines are on their own layer. And then there's some kind of conversion tool you can use somewhere around here that converts all the lines into like these fill things. These orange lines, they're not the actual line work that I have here, they're like their own invisible lines that basically house the color. And it's neat because I can like select that and Grumps. Oh, I see. If I select this, it changes the color for that, and I think it changes it for... No, it does not. There's a tool. There's a tool that like changes all of the colors. I know that I can definitely come in here and be like, oh, what if it's blue, or what if it's purple? And that's really neat because it saves a lot of effort, but I'm having... Hello, kitty. Sorry, I can't give you attention right now. I'm recording. I'll play with you in a sec. Sorry. This is all just hand, like straight on animated. I didn't use like puppet rigs or anything. I used one puppet rig because I wanted to try it out. That's not the right... Uh-oh, what is... Okay, I figured it out. For some reason, that shot is just on its own file. I don't know why I did that. I must have had some kind of a reason. But anyway, this shot is... Oh, you know what? It's because it's a... I basically animated this as one big static shot, and then I think I just took that and panned it over manually in the other files. So this should have pretty much the same structure, I think, where it's like... It's like, oh, here's my little sketch pass, and here's the work that I'm doing. Oh, this... Oh, okay, I want to show how I did that. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna take a screenshot here, and I'm gonna go into Clip Studio. I'm gonna take a screenshot here. Take a screenshot. Take the shot. Okay. I'm gonna go over here and just overlay this slightly. Yeah, so the way I did this, I don't know why I said did, is here you can see both of the sketches, right? And so when you see these guides, these right here, this is a perspective trick that works just kind of in general, is I drew this frame and then I drew this frame. And then from there, I took this and I brought these back down to the thing that's fake. I had like a meltdown about it on the perspective tutorial, the vanishing point, the horizon line, whatever you want to call it. And then I drew the little bug, just like that. And then I don't know if I did this specifically in the program itself, but at least in Clip Studio, something you can do is like if you hit the transform on that and move the pivot point, you can do that by either holding Alt and clicking or just like dragging it from the center of the transform box. Put that right at the vanishing point, and then just hold down Shift and then click drag the corner. And that's not doing what I wanted to do. Oh, hold down Alt and Shift, and you can actually just transform that along the perspective line. So that's how I animated that. I think I animated it forward a little bit, and then I moved it down slightly because of the the bobbing that the body has when you walk, and then I moved it forward a little bit more, and then moved it up, and then moved it forward a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure that's how I did it in Toon Boom. I must have found a way to do that because that's the point of these lines. It saves a lot of effort when you're trying to move something in perspective. There is a caveat to that though, which is that realistically, if I put like the the vanishing point right here. Realistically, um, if you do this, you'll notice that these angles of these lines are a lot sharper than that. So like, if I were to do like a box here like this, in reality, the box up here, like you will be able to see more of this side than this side, right? Whereas on this one, you can see more of this side. Here, you can see more of this side. Um, since it's a little short 2D animation with like very simple characters, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to do like really hardcore, you know, super precise animation, that's a little thing to keep in mind. Anyway, the other neat thing about this file, oh, here's the cleanup versions, naturally. This little slice, it's literally just like a grainy brush. I didn't do anything fancy for that. It just 1, 2, 3, and it's gone. It's 3 frames. What did I animate this on? 12 frames per second. This is a 12 frames per second animation. I'm really glad I didn't do 24 for this. So the Vengefly. So the Vengefly this is all it is. It's just the animation of the Vengefly flapping its little wings, and then one of it's exploding. And the way that I actually worked it into the thing is I put the Vengefly on its own layer that has a peg on it, and the peg is the thing that allows you to transform the layer. And then I looped the flapping, and then I moved it around manually until it explodes. So it's the same thing looping over and over. I only had to draw like 4 or 5 frames, and then it just I put that under a peg and moved it. The peg, I believe. How do I access it? It's this tool, right? Nope. It's this tool, right? Nope. It's this, right? There. I think that's the one. Oh yeah, here's the peg. Yeah, there you go. You can see it moving there. So that was another little time saver. Man, these files are Whoa. Okay, cat. Okay, so these files are extremely disorganized, and that's fine. The end result is what matters. So ultimately, some people will probably be able to keep things in check better than I can. But I wanted to take a look at this. This is the last shot. Yeah. So yeah, I transformed the geodeposit slightly. It's the exact same geodeposit from here. Like the art is exactly the same. I just I took it and I stretched it out like this, and then I put that same thing right in. I just saved that as a PNG and saved it. So it's 1 frame that's literally just transformed slightly to the side, and then I added some scragglies. And this was another one where it's like the shot is static, and then I just loop the frames over and over. So this is the big shot. This is the one that seemed to make or break it for a lot of people. I got a lot of comments that were like, "Yay, this is fun," and haha, Zoda's at the top of the food chain. And then I also got some people who were like, "Why is Zod here at all? I'm offended." And I don't know if people were actually mad that Zod is in here, especially his positioning. He's there, and some people like that, and some people didn't. And well, I can't do anything about that. But this shot is a comp shot, a composite, and that's its own file as well. Cats, Jesus. So this shot is its own file. It's its own composite, and the way that I did this, it's like I have all of these layers in their own layer. And now I think what I did is, yeah, so the Zod is just one static image. He's not animated at all. The broken vessel is also its own image, or a static image rather. And something that I did here that I didn't really get a chance to showcase was the Watcher Knights. I did have them in the art. They're just not visible in the shot. Like they kind of start coming into frame, but before you can really see them, Zod pops in. Plus, I mean, they just look like balls, so it doesn't really, like, who cares? I agree that I should have had them. Oh, by the way, the reason I picked these bosses is not because I particularly like them or think they're challenging. That's another set of snide comments that I got on the video is, oh, the laser guy, I forget his name, the Crystal Guardian. Um, that's one of the easiest bosses. Why is it here? Ew. It's like, well, because it's one of the story bosses. Like I didn't pick any of the backer bosses, which and not to put down the backers or anything, but like I wanted to focus on like I was gonna say canon. They're all canon. The core story bosses up to a certain point. Like I didn't want to draw like dozens of them because Hollow Knight has the most bosses ever. Um, in any case, the Soul Master. So the Soul Master is just it's a little loop. Its cape is just fluttering. That's the only thing I did for that. Um, Same thing with we'll talk about the Crystal Guardian last. Hornet is also just a little loop that I did. And the reason it's clipping like that is because they're not all the same. There we go. They don't all have the same amount of frames, and what that does is once you sync them all up in the same shot, they're not all just mechanically timed similarly. Now this is the one puppet that I actually made, and let's see, how do I access that? I have this. Oh god, I don't even remember how. Leg. Did I even animate the leg? I don't think I animated the leg. Oh, I animated the leg slightly. The brunt of it is, I think, on the arms. So arm one. Yeah, there we go. So the arms are there, and I think I used a curvy tool. I don't know. It was like a deformer, I think it was called. Like it doesn't just rotate the thing, but it also like curves it slightly. It's like a little. Is it this? Show selected deformers. Oh, show selected deformers. Yeah, there it is. And then I could just like whoa. Okay, not. That's not what I want. Yeah, this thing. Yeah. That's the thing. I don't remember what this is called. It's a deformer and it's a curvy deformer, and it's neat. I like it, and I just messed it up. It's okay. I'm not gonna save the file. Um, that was my one attempt at a puppet, and I'm happy with it. It's not great, but you know what? I learned things, and I don't remember how to do it because I haven't opened this program in a month. So yeah, I saved all of those out individually, and then here I just like put them together where they needed to be, and that's the end of that. The backgrounds again, I painted them on their own. This is the background for the down shot early on, and then this was my plan for the pull out. So that's the full thing. What is? Okay, for some reason I was zooming out. What was I doing? Why was I doing that? Well, I must have had some kind of a reason. But you know why? No, I have no idea. That was my backdrop, the actual full backdrop, and then here's the Hornet little cliff thing, and that's just. I think I just painted the thing that's just standing on the Lion King Pride Rock thing, and then I just added some snowy looking stuff on it. I don't know why. Maybe gossamer. Who knows? I don't know what I was thinking a month ago. Can't even remember what I had for breakfast, and that was 10 minutes ago. Yeah, all of these are just straight on painted. I didn't do anything like fancy with them. These ones again, the Watcher Knights. I really wanted to have them there, but I think I wasn't done with the painting by the time I saw what the composition was going to look like because I was updating assets on the fly. And then I realized, the Watcher Knights are not going to be visible, so I'm just not going to detail them. Who cares? And then there's the Zode floor. And I styled this after something. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't the Howling Cliffs, but it might have just been the standard Fair Hollow Knight aesthetic. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. That's my my little Hollow Knight animated breakdown, and I'm not sure why this is broken the way that it is. I can't really figure it out right now because, again, I don't remember how to use this program from a month ago. Um, is there anything else? No, I think that's it. I did some very minor video editing on Adobe Premiere, but yeah, no. Other than that, that's about the entire breakdown. So again, if you watched that video and you liked it, I'm exceedingly happy. I never expected it to do well at all. So I'm still overwhelmed. I would love to go in and reply to some of the comments, but I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know how to prioritize anything. And anyway, a lot of you were really kind, and I really appreciate it. Um, a lot of you seem to be offended by me implying that the game was difficult, which, hey man, if you're good at the game, good for you. As someone who has like all of these, I don't want to like people are gonna have difficulty with this game. Like if you're good at the game, good for you. But it's not an easy game. And what was the other thing? There was another type of comment that I thought was, oh yes, there were a lot of people who didn't realize that "Does Hollow Knight is hard" is a reference. So they thought that I just had like extremely bad grammar for no reason, and that made me happy. There were several of those comments where people were like, your grammar is my pain." And I was like, yeah, no, I understand. Um, but again, thank you all for the praise and the comments, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to make more. I was actually gonna try to keep up with their series. As it went along, I actually have a storyboard of what chapter 2 was gonna look like, but they dropped it, so there's not really any point. If they ever pick it back up, I'll get on that. Um, but yeah, that's it. Hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I'll maybe try and make some more tutorials about whatever in the coming days or weeks or what have you. So, um, this is me peacing out. Take care, and I don't know, have some pasta or something.